topic is President Obama's visit to Africa and why some countries are not happy. And Dr. LMadu, I think that we tried to at least clear up our own thinking in reference to the president's trip to Africa. And so this is a proposed trip that's coming up, and you believe that it's going to cost at least almost $100 million in order to make a trip to see three countries. Go and explain that to us.
3 countries, you know. Okay, the visit to Tanzania might run into some problems. In 2008, a Tanzanian diplomat, Mr. LMadu2, was charged for human trafficking. He was reported to have kept a domestic servant indoors for 4 years without paying her and other things. So a lawsuit was filed in which the jury gave her $1 million award against him. So he left, you know, and went back to Tanzania. Now he's a special advisor to President Kikwete. And the State Department is worried about that since the president is going to meet with Kikwete. They don't think it's important for, you know, Mzengi to hang around. So a lot of the conservatives in Congress has been asking the president to cancel the trip to Tanzania. But I don't think that will happen. I think probably what will happen is that they will keep Mr. Mzengi out, you know, of the reception for President Obama. Mzengi, you know, for that matter, has been a frequent visitor here to Nashville. I know him very well. Now, a lot of countries in sub-Saharan Africa, like they say, think the president should visit them too. You know, countries like, you know, DRC, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Angola, you know, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Tanzania, Kenya, and other countries, you know, believing that the president owes them a visit. But apart from the problem we've already, you know, enunciated, the financial constraints of such a visit, there are countries whose leadership the president wouldn't be too enamored, you know, to meet. When they visit Washington, you know, diplomatic protocol might mandate the president to receive them at the White House or meet them at the United Nations. But the president going to meet them in their own countries becomes a problem. Since Obama came into power, the administration is no more paying lip service to what is happening on the continent of Africa. You know, before the president will read the reports from the CIA, the ambassadors and all that, and go with that. Now, Obama is listening to the real people on the ground. In fact, in the White House, there are a lot of Africans who are staffers there now. So he hears directly from the people what is going on and make his own judgment. And as an African American, you know, of African parentage, who, you know, has been aware of what's going on there, he has his own idea of who is doing what, unlike the previous presidents. Okay, why that is important here is, one doesn't expect President Obama to go to Malabo, you know, Equatorial Guinea, to meet with President Obiang. Now, here is a man who came to power since 1979 after executing his uncle and refuses to leave power. Now, all the oil resources of his country belongs to him and his family. So that wouldn't be acceptable for the president to go to Equatorial Guinea when we are talking of human rights here. Obama wouldn't be too comfortable going to Ouagadougou to meet President Compaoré of Burkina Faso, who came to power, shooting his way into power since 1987, suppresses everybody who opposes him. You know, that wouldn't be acceptable. Okay, he wouldn't want to go to Uganda, even though Museveni, you know, is complaining because the U.S. has a security agreement with Uganda insofar as Ugandan troops helping to fight the terrorists in Somalia. But that's a different matter. The United States, the policy now is that we can be friendly with African countries, do business with them and all that, but make sure the leadership understands that that is different from democracy. You know, now, why should Obama go to an African country to meet with the president who refuses to declare his assets to the people who elected him? While here, That's the first thing the president does. You know, that would be hypocrisy. See, why should Obama go over there, you know, to meet with the president of Gambia, who denies that AIDS exists and that he's a doctor of curing AIDS? Okay? And he's been in power since 1994. That wouldn't be appropriate. You know, why should he go to Republic of Congo to meet with President Sassou Nguesso, you know, who shot himself into power in 1997, you know, suppresses all oppositions? You know, so that's very understandable. If Obama lived in one of those countries, he would either be in jail or dead himself. He wouldn't be able to run for election. Okay, so looking at it that way, that would be not, you know.
Some of these individuals are not good people to be associated with in any regard.
Exactly, because what will happen when Obama visits those presidents, they will turn it around as an endorsement of their policies.
Good.
Okay, that's very important. So the people will think the president coming here to hug and kiss and smooch with them means endorsement of their policies, which is what Obama is trying to say. No, we're not going to do that. Either you know, treat your people like human beings, or we will do business with you, but we won't be what you call your friends. You know, and that is what's going on now. And a lot of them don't understand it, because it's not the former, you know, rules. This is a different rule altogether. And moreover, Obama is also listening to the African American constituency. That he said, hey, you got to do something about Africa. You know, we can't let those leaders be mistreating our people because of doing business with them. We got to separate the two. Yeah, we can get oil from Equatorial Guinea, but we're not going to be seen, you know, hanging around with Obiang anytime soon. And that's very important here.
And so in a real sense, Dr. LMadu, as we get ready for this second commercial break, in a real sense, the president's African policy is sort of constrained in reference to the individuals who are in leadership positions in some of these countries. And for him to go there when that leadership is not looking toward the interests of the people, really does not reflect good upon the President of the United States in reference to that. And these leaders will also, as you indicated, turn this around to mean that the President endorses their policies. And so he has to walk sort of a sharp line in reference to that. But still, he does understand that Africa is a country that has a lot of problems, and that ought to be high upon his agenda. Is that essentially what he gets? Absolutely.
The continent has a lot of problems, but you can't solve those problems unless people are free
Very good.
To do exactly what they want.
Okay, and of course we're going to take this second commercial break. The visit